Oh, well, Pancake's not here, now it's gonna be delayed again.
Is it?
I'm still here, you moron!
Then speak up!
Oh wow. Shot feed these oral cans.
Please keep that in the video. That was too good.
No.
Yes.
Alright, but before we end the video, I have something very special I want to say real quick.
Oh, God.
Cue the music.
Wait, what?
We are Inklings, you'll
Oh.
never see us on
Oh
Steam.
my
We
God.
say Wooby and we like
Oh
to
my
eat ice
God.
cream. There's no humans
Oh
to
my
interrupt our
God.
games. And you know, I am here with James.
You're not gonna do this in every video, are you?
Yep.
Oh my God.
Thank you for watching. Good night, everybody.
Kill me now!
Don't you get it? Do you see that? I am Mrs. Nesbit. Hello everybody and welcome back to the G8RStreams. Today we're playing through a little bit more of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild as we finish searching for the Lanayru Koroks. And it's going to be a pretty fun time indeed, so without further ado, let's get into the game. So, I do apologize that it's been a little while since we actually streamed this game. Yeah, I do apologize for that, just other things came up and there were those crossover streams that we did that kind of took priority. But we're finally going to be getting the last of the Koroks in today's video, and it's going to be pretty fun indeed. So, without further ado, let's get this started. Now, I know that I'm starting the game right now. You may hear the noises in the background, which, by the way, can you let me know how the audio balancing is, because I can't check that on stream. But the reason why I have the game footage turned off right now is because the place that I'm in right now is a bit of a spoiler, so I got to get out of this area and then leave this place and then do some other stuff like that. My TV is loud. Alright, that should be better. Alrighty then. So we're gonna start off at the Lanayru Tower, looking over the chat while it loads. Hello, 3S Productions, how are you doing today? Good morning. It's morning somewhere. It's morning everywhere. Alright. So, without further ado, let's turn on the game and get everything ready for the super amazing, epic, awesome streaming thingy. Yay! Alright. Just gonna pull up my notes real quick. So how's everybody doing today? Are you having a nice day? Did you have a good breakfast? Did you drink eggnog? Did you have a nice Thanksgiving? I had a pretty decent Thanksgiving. We had a bit of a mix-up with the turkey that took a little while to fix, but we eventually got working, and it was pretty interesting indeed. Alright. Okay, we were on Korok number 46. One thing I gotta say right quick is I do apologize if I'm a little bit slow with the reading the stream chat, because I'm kind of experimenting with a different streaming setup today. I usually have my phone by me, but it usually dies before I could finish everything. So I'm doing different setup where I'm using a bunch of computer monitors and stuff like that. Yay, squeaky chair! Alright, so if you want an idea for where exactly this is being recorded in terms of recording timeline and things like that, I just finished the video where we took care of the Koroks trials. I haven't recorded the video where we actually do the side quests there yet. So when those videos come out, now you'll know the exact timeline, and that's going to be pretty fun indeed. Alright. Ooh boy, some of these Koroks are going to be a little bit out of the way. Okay, then first one, Davide Island's going to be located over here. The next one is up here. We haven't been to this area yet in the main series, so that's going to be pretty interesting. Next is up here. Hooray for conveniently written Let's Play notes. That one's on that. And the last one is on the island of torture. Okie dokie. So, as we go over there, it's going to take a moment to actually get over to that place. So, while we do all that fancy stuff, let's talk about some fun things that have been happening with the channel. So, the Breath of the Wild Let's Play is still ongoing, and it's going to be ongoing for a long time. Spyro to Ripto's Rage, on the other hand, is going to be ending pretty soon, which is going to be pretty fun. I actually recorded the finale the other day, so I'm really excited about that. Wait, something's up with my... Something's off about my footage. I'm gonna see if I can fix that real quick. Okay, alright, that was a problem. I apologize for that. I just noticed on the corner of my eye that the footage was a little bit... the footage wasn't fine, because there was... one side of the edge was kind of bleeding into the other side. The problem was that it was on my other monitor, which has a different aspect ratio. So let's read the chat real quick. Three's Production says, it's not morning here, but it's morning somewhere. And how are you doing? I'm doing pretty well. I'm having a pretty good day so far. I got a lot done, and it's pretty fun. Gregor's Gaming says, good night. Three's Production said, good Thanksgiving. How was yours? I had food. Game looks fine. So yeah, the Thanksgiving was pretty fun. I don't usually like a whole lot of Thanksgiving food. Like, I cannot stand cranberries or yams or things like that, so whenever I eat Thanksgiving food, it's usually just me eating turkeys and things like that. So, yeah, it's just something that usually happens and stuff like that. We had a lot of turkey, because there was a mix-up with the turkey, because, long story short, we ordered turkey from somewhere because we didn't really feel like cooking, and... we couldn't find the turkey, so we called the restaurant asking what happened with it, and long story short, it showed up on their records that they never actually delivered it, but what actually happened was that whoever packaged the turkey put it underneath the box of stuffing, rather than in its own box. So, yeah, we ended up having like twice as much turkey as we ordered. Alright then, so let's go over this way. And a trick that, one fun trick about this game, I know I demonstrated this during the main series, but if you mash the run button and the whistle button, you can actually run a little bit faster like that. It's something that's pretty fun. Let me know how good the commentary is synced up, because sometimes I forget to ring sync it with my OBS settings, so... I'm going to be pausing the game in 3, 2, 1, pause. If that's not synced up properly, let me know so I can fix that. And as a reminder for those who are new to these streams, what we're doing in these ones specifically is that we are recording footage for the eventual Koroks seed episode. So that's going to be a fun time. It's going to be a pain to edit, but I think this structure of breaking it up across multiple streams rather than trying to do it all at once, I think that's a better structure for how I'm going to be handling these going forward. And I know in the last stream I was a little bit... I didn't really have a whole lot of motivation to continue these streams. But I'm feeling pretty good right now, so yeah, I can see myself streaming for a little while, and it's going to be pretty fun. I also got food with me right now, so that's always a good motivational tactic. In the stream chat, Gerber's Gaming says, I have turkey, green beans, corn, mashed potatoes. That sounds yummy. There's Production says, I believe it's synced. You're good. Yay! Alright. So now we're going to be going over this way. Now, I really like these islands, although one of them is named after a character I despise in the Zelda series. So that's going to be fun when we get over to that area. But, yeah, this area right here, this is really cool, because the basic idea behind this area is that you're going to be wandering around these different islands. There are several different planks and bridges like this that link them together. And it's a really cool idea. We definitely will have an episode dedicated to exploring these areas. That episode will not feature the Koroks seeds because that's what the Lanayru Korok episode is for. Alright. Bomba boulders, okay. So now we're going to continue the Let's Play commentary in 3, 2, 1. For these next string of Koroks, we're going to be exploring these islands off to the eastern coast of the Lanayru and Akala regions. And this first one we'll be taking care of is going to be located underneath some bomba boulders. I think these are the ones that I was talking about when I wrote my notes for this, or something like that. So let's see if my planning was accurate. And boom! That didn't work. Well, that's awkward. Okay, I'm a dummy. I'm a dummy. It's the red one I have to go to first. I read my notes wrong because I'm a dummy. Alright, let's get back over here so we can have a smoother transition when I go to edit this video. This mountain is gorgeous. Alright, let's try that again. The next batch of Koroks we'll be collecting are all going to be located across these islands off the eastern coast of the Lanayru and Akala regions. And the next one we'll be taking care of is going to be located on this corner of the most southern island. So we're going to be going over this way, and we can see that there's a bomba boulder down there. I know I've said this plenty of times already, but whenever I see these boulders and things like that, I think of Avatar: The Last Airbender, where that one character was all like, the boulder is conflicted. You found me! Die! And also there's going to be some inconsistency with the Let's Play version of this video because the Korok counter is off. Because I exchanged some Koroks to S2 off screen. And by off screen I mean I did that in a video that hasn't been uploaded yet. Yeah, foreshadowing. Also, one thing that I would also like to mention is that I know I said this in a previous stream, but one reason why I don't have Mifo's Grace activated right now is because the way the Let's Play is structured, people could potentially go to the Lanayru Koroks episode first. So, I don't want to spoil any champion powers or anything like that, for those of you who haven't made that far or anything like that. And this is the second Korok where we'll be starting off in the same spot. That probably won't be a trend going forward, though. So, the next Korok we'll be searching for is going to be located within the circle of lily pads. And you know what that means. That background is so pretty! This is such a pretty game! Alrighty then. Pause my game real quick. Three's Production says the boulder is the boulder has mixed feelings about fighting a small blind girl. The boulder is over his conflicted feelings. Okay, is it just me, or does that character sound like Nicolas Cage? I know it's not the same actor, but that's just what I always think whenever I hear his voice. Alright, the next one, Ankle Island, top of a pillar, lift a rock. Okie dokie. And let's go this way. Something else that's pretty fun is that in between streams for these Koroks, Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity has come out, so that's also pretty fun. I've been playing a little bit of it on my own time lately. Unfortunately, I haven't had the time to really play as much as I would like because I have finals coming up I gotta study for, and also recording a bunch of other projects as well. But Age of Calamity is pretty fun so far, so for those of you who've played the game, what do you think of it so far? Do you like it? Obviously, don't post spoilers in the comments or anything like that, because I haven't seen too far into the story yet. But yeah, Age of Calamity is pretty fun so far. I will like to say that on a first impression basis only, I think I like the first game a bit more. Mostly because the original Hyrule Warriors contained characters from so many Zelda games. We had characters from Majora's Mask, Link's Awakening, Skyward Sword, all that good stuff. And Age of Calamity is really only Breath of the Wild. And that's totally fine for what the game is going for. It's just that it kind of feels like a step backwards a little bit. It's like going from Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed to Team Sonic Racing. Both great games, but what they do great is different from one another. What's the next one we're going for? Yellow. Okie dokie. Over there was the island that we were at a moment ago, and the next Korok is going to be located over here on Ankle Island. So let's go over here and pick up the rock. And the next one's not too far away. Man, it's gonna be so so great editing these Koroks in particular because they're all so close together. It's not gonna take a whole lot of time. Of course, now that I say that, editing this is gonna take like 5 months, and I'm gonna be an old man by the time it comes out. Because that's usually how it works. I am legitimately nervous about editing the last of the Koroks because the Altena video took a month to edit, and that region didn't even have the most amount of Koroks within a single region, and that's a little bit nerve-wracking. Alright. West end of Tingle Island, Trail of Flowers. Okay. Oh boy, this place. It's a fun story. Throughout the entire development cycle of us knowing about Zelda U to the game being released, my biggest fear was that they were going to announce that Tingle was going to be like some kind of companion character in this game. Thankfully, Tingle does not appear in this game at all. But this island is named Tingle Island, so they got away with it. I can't really complain too much, but I'm gonna complain anyway because Tingle is my least favorite Zelda character of all time. But anyway, we go over here, and we get another Korok. And this Korok is my mortal nemesis because you're on Tingle Island! Die! Alright, Deuce Production says, I don't know Nicholas' voice. Sorry for expanding. But the voice sounds like the same. Agriculture Gaming says, how many hours did it take before you... Wait. Sorry, your government was a little hard to read. How many hours did it take to beat Ganon for the first time? Mine was 50 hours. I did a lot on my first playthrough. I did almost everything. I did every side quest and shrine. I didn't get every Korok in my first playthrough, though. So I believe it was somewhere in the vicinity of 80 hours on my first playthrough. But this right here, this is probably like my 4th playthrough of Breath of the Wild. So I've had a lot more hours than that. I'm running around, but I haven't set up the next beacons. Okay, which one are we on now? Okay, now we're on number 50. We only have 12 more to go. Northeast of Plymouth Mountain. Blah, blah, blah. Are there any more on these islands? It doesn't look like it. Okay, so Plymouth Mountain. That's one of the Lionel. So, just want to make sure this is correct. Somewhere around here. Okay, where's that one? That's Toto Lake. It's totally cool. Zorona. Where is Zorona? It's up here. Okay. There. Ooh, this next one's gonna be fun. It's in Zora's domain and stuff. Okay. There's 2 in this area. The tail fin of the statue. Alright, so we could just teleport over there. Kind of. Alright, I really wish that at this point in the Let's Play I'd gone out of my way to go get the travel medallion, because it's a DLC item that lets you set a fast travel point at any point on the map, like with a few exceptions, obviously. But I haven't done that yet because I don't want to go for DLC treasure chests until we have access to the entire map, which I haven't done yet. I probably could make a video just going out of my way to go activate the rest of the towers, but at the same time I don't want to do that because I want every region to be discovered at its own base. But at the same time, there's a lot of really cool DLC items that I really want to go get now. So yeah, that's one thing I'm still trying to figure out. Okay. Let's equip the Zora armor. I know I said this during the Let's Play, but I gotta say, the Zora armor is like one of the coolest things ever because each piece of the equipment is useful in its own way. Because the hat lets you attack underwater, the shirt lets you swim up waterfalls, and the pants let you swim faster. This is a really cool armor set. It's not my favorite one in the entire game, and unfortunately won't see my favorite for a little while. But, let's just go over this way. Use a super amazing speedrunning tactic of whistling for the pony while we're running around. Running around at the speed of sound. Places to go, gotta follow me. Can't stick to friend, gotta keep moving on. I don't care what lies ahead. No time for guessing, I don't know the lyrics. Sorry. You should know by now I spontaneously sing randomly. And I could sing well if I want to. I just don't like singing well because singing poorly is funnier. Alright, let's head there. And go this way. Beep! Alright, while we wait for that, let's look at the stream chat. Gregor's Gaming says, I just went for all 4 Divine Beasts without defeating Ganon. First place where I fought my first Divine Beast. Yeah, this is where we fought the first Divine Beast during the Let's Play. So yeah, we went for Varuto first, and then we'll be going for Rudanio next. I believe the order that I went during my first playthrough was Noborus, Ruto, Rudania, and then Meadow. This time around, I decided to go for Varuto first because there's a funny video intro idea that I had for years that I wanted to use as soon as possible. And I decided I was going to do Varuto next, but Rudanio was like literally right here, and we already saw Death Mountain on a way to get to this place, so I figured it would be a good idea to go get it now. I'm not quite sure which one we'll get after that. I'm thinking Noborus because that's my favorite dungeon in the game, and then Meadow afterwards because, well, I don't like Rivali. And by the way, something funny. You're spelling Ganon with 2 N's, and the funny thing is, there's only one Zelda game in the series that ever canonically spelled his name like that. The very first Zelda game, his name was spelled with 2 N's, and then afterwards they changed it to 1. We don't know if that was like a typo, or if they decided to just drop the second N in future Zelda games. So that's a little bit of a fun, useless fun fact of fun. Gerber's Gaming says, the Volcano one I did last. Yeah, that one could be a little bit tricky, especially getting there. I think getting there is probably one of the more difficult ones, in my opinion. The other ones are fairly straightforward. Getting into Varuborus is probably my favorite one, though. But Varudania, the Volcano region, that one is probably one of the more trickier ones to get because you kind of have to go out of your way a lot to be able to accomplish a lot in that one. You're basically traveling all over Death Mountain to be able to get to that one. Threes Productions is saying, what Zelda game would you recommend for a first time? That depends. What do you prefer? Do you like 3D Zelda game? Do you like 3D games or 2D games? If you like 3D games, then Breath of the Wild is a good one. It's not like the other ones, though. So if you're into games like Skyrim or The Witcher 3 or something like that, or open world games in general, this one's a great one to start with. It does have a bit of a backwards difficulty curve. You probably will have trouble at the beginning, but once you get off the Great Plateau, it's really, really fun and stuff like that. Beyond that, total bias aside, I think Majora's Mask is also a good one to start with. If you're stressed about time limits, though, then I'd either recommend Twilight Princess or Ocarina of Time, because those two are like the very basic ones that don't have a whole lot of gimmicks. Skyward Sword I absolutely love, but if you don't like motion controls, then that one could be a little bit hard to recommend because it's built around motion controls. And if you prefer 2D games, Link's Awakening. That is a perfect one to start with. It has a remake on Switch, which is absolutely amazing, and it's also on the 3DS Virtual Console. So, in general, Link's Awakening is a great one to start with, but of the 3D Zelda games, I'd either recommend Twilight Princess or Ocarina of Time, or Wind Waker. You can't go wrong with any of them. Grinker's Gaming saying, watching this while a video of mine was rendering. I love doing that. Bomb wall. Let's look for that before we do anything. Okay, that's the one over there. Alright, let's head up here. Hello, Lionel, how's it going? Please don't notice me because you're kind of scary. So, north of the mountain where we find the Lionel, if you want another point of reference, then we got Death Mountain over there. We've got the swirly islands of swirliness over there, and the Akala Research Lab can be seen way off in the distance. But what we're looking for now is this. It's a bombable wall of explosiveness. And boom! Haha! And the one rock that remains has a Korok underneath. How dare this rock not blow up as well? Die! East of Total Lake Sparkling Leaves. Okie dokie. Whee! Yeah, there's a bug in my room. Go away. I'm recording stuff. Gribbs Gaming says, I started with Twilight Princess and Ocarina of Time. Third was Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild is the only one he's beaten. Only beaten a few dungeons in Ocarina of Time, Twilight Princess. Ocarina was his least favorite of 3. Yeah, I gotta say, Ocarina of Time, if you play that one, go with the 3DS version. The N64 version, in my personal opinion, is a little bit harder to go back to. It's still a fantastic game. But I do agree, I personally consider it one of the weaker of the 3D Zelda games because it's kind of like the most basic of them all, but it's a really great one to get started with. So you really can't go wrong with any of the 3D Zelda games. It's just a matter of preference. Fucking leaves. Everybody only says maybe the bug has been constructed. Oh, by the way, before I forget, I don't know if he's here in the stream chat or anything like that, but everybody in the stream chat, be sure to wish Pancake Government a happy birthday, because it's his birthday! Woo! Happy birthday, Pancake! Shiny leaves! Total Lake is right there, and Zora's Domain is way off over there, but shiny! Shiny! Where'd the shiny go? Shiny! Mine! Shiny! Okay, now I'm a little sad because I missed when the Korok counter was at 128. And I was gonna make a joke where it's 128, you divide that by 2 and you get 64, just like the Nintendo 64, but now it's at 129 and that doesn't make any sense. Is it purple or the yellow that's next? Yellow, okie dokie. Alright, let's head over this way. Shield surfing is amazing! Whee! What was the next one? Small hill, lift a rock. Okie dokie. There's a Lizalfos right there, and I'm going to destroy him! It's kind of funny when you sneak up on them while they're incognito, because they're trying to sneak up on you, but then you sneak up on them, and it's awesome. Alright, so the next Korok that we're going to be looking for should be around here somewhere. We can see Death Mountain off in the distance over there, and at the top of this mountain is another Korok. I'm not entirely sure what you're asking, these Bruxons. What kind of Zelda games are you asking about? This beacon didn't turn off. There we go. Alright. Hello, Zora's Domain. You have a giant fishy statue. Yeah. Alright, so these next couple Koroks are going to be located across the giant fish statue on Zora's domain. So we'll be going over this way. And the very first one we'll be taking care of is going to be located on the sprout on the fish's head. There are going to be some sparkling leaves. I kind of wish that this one, that you can see the sparkling leaves just a little bit higher, but like a little bit further away. But unfortunately, they don't really spawn until you're really close to them. But yeah, so it's like one minor little nitpick. And I gotta climb all the way back up the waterfall to reach the next one because I don't have enough stamina to climb up there. Ain't that fun? Grapers Gaming says Pancake is playing Mario Sunshine for the first time. Oh man, I hope he likes it, because Sunshine's a really fun game. The thing I really like about 3D All-Stars is that even though, like, I know there's, like, some problems with it, but I really like that 3D All-Stars is introducing those games to more people, because that's always one of the best things about a game getting re-released for a modern system. So I'm really happy with 3D All-Stars. I will say that I think my biggest complaint about it, though, is that I do wish that Galaxy used the right thumbstick for the cursor when you're playing in handheld mode, because it's not entirely the most accurate thing in the world to use a touchscreen for all that good stuff. It is still very playable and it's still really fun, but I just kind of wish that there was an option, you know? Okami does the same thing where you use the touchscreen for drawing on pictures and things like that. It's not that problematic in Okami because you have to activate a button to go into the point where you'd be touching the screen anyway. But with Galaxy, you kind of have to stop and then use the touchscreen, things like that. But I'm still really happy with 3D All-Stars. It's a really, really great game. Climbing all the way back to the top of the waterfall so that we can reach the next one. The next Korok is going to be located at the very top of the Zora's domain fish statue thingy. So I don't want to go too far down. I just want to make sure they're on the right spot. Yep, there it is. Yay! I love this one because it's always so satisfying collecting one at such a high spot because you can just see the environment around you and really appreciate this world. Like this shot right here is just absolutely gorgeous. Alright, we can get rid of these two. Alright. There's Productions is saying, are there any Zelda games on PC or Xbox? I broke off my DS screen, and I think that would make Zelda games harder than normal. Yeah, The Legend of Zelda is a first-party Nintendo series, so these are only available on Nintendo systems. Yeah, so what can I recommend for someone who doesn't have a Nintendo system? It shouldn't be too hard to come across a regular DS or a 3DS nowadays if you want to get one of those for a Zelda game. I'm not entirely sure what to recommend, honestly. Like, if you're not that big in Nintendo, then I'd go with the Nintendo Switch and try either Breath of the Wild or Link's Awakening first. Because the Switch has a lot of great third-party ports as well, so if you're not big into Nintendo games, there's still plenty of non-Nintendo stuff for you to play. There's stuff like Astral Chain, there's Witcher 3 and things like that. There's a lot of really great third-party games. Furros is good and also says he could emulate. Emulates this evil. So welcome. Hi. Alright, so I'm getting my notes together for the next one. Number 56 is next. Okay, so it looks like we got all the ones in Zora's domain itself. The next one is going to be over this way. After that, up here. After that one. You know, on the topic of video game exclusives and things like that, you know how like they've been releasing some Microsoft games on Nintendo systems? So I don't think they'll ever release a Mario game or a Zelda game on Xbox or anything like that, but I think it would be cool if some games Nintendo published did end up getting released on other platforms, because I think Astral Chain is a really fantastic game that I would love to see more people play. And as amazing as it is on Nintendo Switch, I would also like to see it get ported over to other systems so that more people have a chance to play it. It's the same mindset as Horizon Zero Dawn getting released on Steam, where that game was published by Sony, so it's technically a Sony IP, but then they released it on Steam so more people have a chance to play it. I think that's a great way to expand your brand to other platforms and things like that. Now, of course, they're never going to release Pokemon or anything like that on Xbox or PlayStation, but I think something like Astral Chain or things like that might be a good thing. They already kind of did that, though, as well, because The Wonderful 101 was initially published by Nintendo, but then when it got the remastered version, that came out for Switch and PlayStation 4, so that's something that's pretty neat. I never played Wonderful 101. Is it any good? I tried the demo on the Wii U version, and I didn't really care for it that much, but that was also like 7 years ago. So, my opinion might change by then. Group is Gaming saying there's Skyrim. Third Bluxon says, we tried to get my DS fixed, but because it's me, I broke it so bad that fixing people couldn't fix it. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. My first Wii U gamepad, that one broke, and it's a similar situation. Like, the outside of it looked fine, but the person that I took it to try and get it fixed, they couldn't figure out what happened with it. So I ended up having to get a replacement gamepad, which actually ended up delaying some Let's Plays, because at the time that happened, Pikmin 3 and Captain Toad Treasure Tracker were going to be the next Let's Plays. But I ended up delaying them because the gamepad broke, so Mario 64 and Sparrow the Dragon happened instead. Alright, there's a block puzzle around here somewhere. Aha, I see it now. There's a treasure chest over here that we never opened. How did I never get this? This is so good! How did I never get that? Okay, well, that's kind of awkward. I don't know where I'm going to put that in the videos. I'll probably have that at some point. Where am I going? Okay, let's go over here. We are now at the Est Reservoir Lake. We can see Zora's Domain over there, and the waterfall that we take to get to Pumice Mountains up there. So the next Korok that we'll be searching for is going to be located over here. And we have a block puzzle to take care of, and that's going to be fancy. So just like the other ones, we need to have these block formations match, and then we'll get our sweet, sweet wood. There's Blackson says, I miss my Animal Crossers. That is a good shield. Man, I love Animal Crossing. They just had the Harvest Festival in Animal Crossing New Horizons lately, and it was so much fun. I wish we were able to like craft the table that the food was sitting on itself, but I really like how they did the Harvest Festival in this game. It was just so cute. I'm really looking forward to Toy Day as well, because that was one of my favorite events in New Leaf, so I'm really excited to see how they do it in this game. I am really hoping that they don't have anything like Bunny Day again, because my goodness, Bunny Day in New Horizons sucks. I really, really hope they change it next year. The last Korok that we're looking for is down there, somewhere-ish, probably. And the next one we'll be collecting is under a rock. That Korok was basically Patrick Star. It's living under a rock. Next one. West of Rideau, down the cliff. Lift the rock. Man, there's a lot of ones that are making us like lift rocks and things like that. Okay, the yellow one's what we want to go for next. Okay, admittedly, I probably shouldn't have this sword and shield out right now, because we got this in the Korok Forest. But, not that big of a deal. If it was the Master Sword, then yeah, definitely I would not do that. Whee! Hey, I can see my house from here! And I can also see a rock. You know what? I would drop the rock on this guy's head, but he looks like he's enjoying the view, so let's throw the rock over the ledge. Whee! Oh, we didn't get to see a splash. Curse you, camera angles! Curse you! And the next one. Here, the peak, the hill, near the mountain, small rock. How many more rocks are there? These Blacksons saying, is Jack the Jack-o'-lantern in New Horizon or just New Leaf? He's in every game, I think. Mostly holiday villagers like Jack or Jingle or characters like that. They're in every Animal Crossing game. So that's pretty fun. New Horizons does have a few new characters. Like, there used to be one character named Joan who was responsible for Turnip Day. But then they have a new one. I don't remember her name, but they have a new one who's, like, the most cutest character ever. Like, she's like, easily my favorite of the entirely new characters in New Horizons. Unfortunately, I can't remember her name, though. If you want to get one of those two games, both of them are very, very fun, so you can't go wrong with either of them. New Leaf is definitely the more complete one right now. So if you want to start a game now, New Leaf would be a good one to start with. New Horizons is still being updated today, so that one would be fun to experience with other people. And that's a big thing that's really fun about that game right now, playing while still being updated. So again, it's a matter of personal preference of which one you'd prefer. Would you rather have a game that's complete right now that's kind of inactive, or would you have something that's still being updated that you can experience with other people? These Productions says, yay, my spooky friend lives on. It's not just a boulder, it's a rock. Koroks Gaming says Kingdom Hearts 1.5 plus 2.5 is $20 on Xbox. That is a really, really good deal. And why isn't that on Switch yet? I mean, they have that one new music game, which kind of looks cool, I guess, but how is that game not on Switch? Most of the spin-off handheld games were made for Nintendo systems, but the one that combines all of them together isn't on Switch yet, and it makes me sad. You have New Leaf, but I play it with half a screen, so it's a challenge. Which one are we on right now? Hi, I can still see my house from here. And let's pick up the next rock. I am way too impatient to do the math on this, but I really want to know what the ratio is between how many Koroks you find underneath rocks, how many you find in the circle of lily pads, and all that good stuff. I'm really curious about what the math of that looks like. Again, way too impatient for that, but maybe someday I'll do that. And the next one we'll be collecting is In the Sparkling Leaves of Sparkliness. And that sunset is so pretty! Have I mentioned this is a pretty game yet? Okay, I'm just want to take a screenshot of this. That's so pretty. Alright. And I believe this next one is going to be the last batch of stuff for us to collect. So, the next one is on here. There's only 2 left? That can't be right. There can't be only 2 left. 1, 2... Wow. Okay, there's only 2 Koroks left, so that's gonna be fun. There's a production saying, what's Kingdom Hearts about? I keep hearing about it, but I never found out what it is. Kingdom Hearts is a Final Fantasy game with Disney characters. So it takes place in worlds based off Disney movies, but it also contains characters from Final Fantasy. So like in the beginning of the first game, there's a town called Traverse Town. The main character, Sora, his allies are Donald Duck and Goofy, but they also meet Aerith and Yuffie from Final Fantasy VII, and things like that. So it's a pretty fun game. The story is convoluted as heck. My first one was Recoded, and while it is a good beginner game for the series, it's only available on DS. It wasn't playable in any of the compilations, so that's something that's kind of fun. Yeah, exactly what Green Purpose Gaming says. Kingdom Hearts is a Disney Final Fantasy crossover with a very complex story. Yeah, I really like the Kingdom Hearts series. Recoded is the only one that I've ever finished. I have most of the other ones. I have 1 and 2 and Chain of Memories on PS2. I also got Birth by Sleep recently, but I haven't played it yet. Alright, super called again, Ludo's Crossing. We can see Ludo's Crossing right there, reflecting the sunrise, sunset. That's a sunset because it's almost 6 p.m. Ludo's Crossing is right there, reflecting the sunset as beautifully as possible. And the next one we'll be collecting is going to be located on the island way down here. Last one save. And it's going to be a circle of rocks. So let's go use the super amazing powers of stasis to find the last one. And we'll be going over here. That is a treasure chest. That's not a rock. But we might as well pick this up now because I've already seen it. It's going to drive me crazy if I don't collect this. Let's activate that. And ice arrows. Oh, yeah. So let's go look for that rock. It is up here. I should have figured. We'll go over here, pick that up, and drop it down here. Oh, yeah. You found me. Bye-bye. There's only 1 more left. Greg was Gaming says, "This is such a pretty game." Episode 243. Arkham Knight is $5? Wow. That's the one Arkham game that I haven't played yet. I really, really want... Well, actually, that's not true. I did play it a little bit, back when I had a PS4 in the household. I don't have... That's not in the household anymore. I would like to get a PS4 again soon, so that I can play Persona. Now, the big reason why I'm saying I want to get a PS4 instead of a PS5, and I know it's backwards compatible, but the thing is, the PS4 is going to be cheaper, and there's no doubt it's going to drop in price fairly soon, especially with the PS5 now being a thing. And the other thing is, I recently got a Vita, and I really want to remote play games. But the PlayStation 5 doesn't remote play to the Vita. And what makes it even weirder is that the PS4 does. So it's a little convoluted, but basically you can stream a PS5 game to a PS4 console for remote playing. Basically, it's basically acting like a remote play console, but you have a remote play console with the PlayStation Vita, so why don't you stream it to that? Why are you streaming it to a home console when you already have to have a home console plugged in to play that game? I don't get it. It's weird. Today's production says, you have answered my longest unanswered question. Thank you. Greg Gaming says you can remote play PS3 to Vita. Yeah, that one, you can also do that as well. I think... Okay, on my PSP, I also saw a remote play feature on that. Can you remote play PS3 or PS2 games to a PSP? I don't know, I'm kind of not interested in that, but I really want to remote play on a Vita. Southeast of Radis Pond, Trail of Flowers, okay. Whew. And the final Korok that we'll be searching for is going to be located way down here somewhere. Probably, kind of, sort of, kind of, perhaps. So around here somewhere should be a Trail of Flowers. At some point. It's a little tricky to find where they start, because on my notes I only rewrote where they end. So I keep forgetting to mention where they start. So that's kind of problematic. Okay, I'm gonna look around a little bit to see where it starts. On the topic of unanswered questions and things like that, there's one that I have that I had the answer to, but I forgot it. So there's like there's this Mandela effect going on with this song that's in my head from time to time. I know these lyrics are wrong, but I remember listening to this one song, and in my mind, the lyrics go something along the lines of, "Who ate my sandwich?" I know those aren't the right lyrics. And I did find out what the name of that song was not too long ago, but I forgot. I didn't write it down and never looked it up. So, yeah, that's something that's gonna be driving me crazy for a little while now. And now it's raining, so it's gonna be harder to find the stupid flower thing. Where is this flower? It's probably on the higher cliff. Let's go back up there. There's Blackson saying, isn't every game an RPG? My sister is convinced that The Sims is an RPG. Like, we have an ongoing argument that, her mindset is that The Sims counts as an RPG because you're role-playing the lives of a Sim. Which can make sense, I suppose, but the genre of the game is in the name. It's a simulation game. So, that's one fun ongoing argument that we've been having. So let's go up here. Where is that stupid flower? That is a Hinox over there. I don't want to fight that, especially in the rain. There's a really cool trick you can do in the thunderstorm where if you throw a metal weapon at a field boss like that during a thunderstorm, then it can... Ah! Found it! The metal weapon will attract lightning, and you can have the field boss get struck by lightning, which is pretty cool. Alright, so a heads up, because this is the last Korok, what I'm going to be doing is that I'm going to do my regular commentary of getting the Korok, and then after that I'm going to do the outro for the Let's Play version of the video, and then I will remain quiet for a little bit so that I can have time to have the end screen on the Let's Play version. So, let's get started. And the final Korok in the Lanayru region is going to be located over here. So around here is Rallis Pond, where we fought that one Hinox at some point, unless you haven't watched that video the time that you're watching this Korok episode, in which case spoilers, but yeah, there's a Hinox over here somewhere. The final Korok we'll be looking for is going to be located over here with the trail of flowers we'll have to find, and it was kind of a fun adventure trying to find this stupid flower. So that's all I'm going to say on that subject matter. Where did that next flower go? It's down here. This is really, really nerve-wracking to do in the rain. Where is it now? Where is it now? No! No! Why do we have to do a climbing one in the rain? Why do we have to do a climbing one in the rain? Whew. Okay, it looks like the rain is going away now. Kind of. Oh boy, now it's over there. This is nerve-wracking. Okay, let's head up here. And be careful in doing stuff and things. Climb down. Okie dokie. Whew, we can do this. Thankfully, the rain is gone. I wish there was a way you can drop just a little bit and then grab on the ledge again like you can in Tomb Raider. But unfortunately, that's not the case. And people watching the Let's Play version of this video are probably watching a sped up version of the footage. So now my voice sounds like a chipmunk. If you like this video, hope you had a nice day. That's gonna sound really obnoxious for the people watching the stream. I apologize for that. So let's go over here and collect the final Korok of the Lanayru region. What the? How did I get down here? I guess I fell off during the cutscene, but okay. So, now we're taking care of all that. Where is... It's over there. Now we're taking care of all that. We're in this video off here. So thank you all so much for watching this episode of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. And until next time, Lady Gear to you. Oh yeah. Alright, that should be enough time for the end screen to go on. So yeah, that was it. That's every single Korok in the Lanayru region. It took 3 streams to do it, but we did it. So now I can get started to work on that Korok episode. I think the next one will be a little bit faster to edit than the Hateno one, because the Hateno one was the first one that we did with the streaming format, so I was still a little bit new to it. But basically my mindset is that I'm going to try to take care of it bit by bit every day, rather than trying to do it all at once, because that's something I tried doing with the Hateno video, and then I got burned out from editing that one. So, yeah, it's going to be something that's pretty fun. Alright, so I'm going to switch over to the intermission screen real quick, so that you don't see the super amazing spoiler world of where I'm going to be starting my next recording session on my own time. Actually, before I do that, sorry about that. Before I do that, I would like to say I don't entirely know which Korok will be streaming next, because logically that color region would probably make the most sense to do after this, because that was the region that we found after that. And that those end screens haven't been updated to accommodate an Akala region episode. But the thing is, I kind of want to wait on that until we've finished Terrytown, which isn't going to happen for a while. So I think the next one is going to be in the Woodland region. So stay tuned to my Twitter for updates on that. I don't entirely know which one we'll be going for next. But going back to intermission screens so that you don't see super amazing spoiler land. There's Blexen says, this is so scary. Yay, he lives. I always learn so much when I come to your streams. I have never noticed him as a... Oh, thank you. I think I saw you in the stream chat during one of Gaming with Pie's streams. So that's pretty fun. I know I saw your name somewhere on a stream recently. Greg was Gaming says, The Sims is a simulation. Hint, the world Sims. Greg was Gaming says, now stream the game Uno. No problem, and yay, Uno. Should I? I have an Uno game on the Wii, so maybe I could do that. I don't know if I'm going to do that, though. The thing is, we're done with what I said we'd be doing in the stream, but I kind of want to keep going because I feel like I can go on for a little while longer, but I also know that I have other things I gotta do. Greg was Gaming says, and you'll play the last one episode. Alright, so yeah, that's going to be it for today's Gator stream. So thank you all so much for watching. I don't know when the next one will be. We're probably going to take a little break from streams during the holiday seasons because we have the 12 days of gaming that will be on the channel. And that's going to be pretty fun as well. So before we leave, I want to see if anybody I know is also streaming, because I see all the time that when people stream at the same time, they kind of like raid each other. So I want to see if anybody I know is streaming. So as we do that, I just want to say thank you to everybody who came to watch this. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, these streams are usually pretty fun, so I really do appreciate you coming to watch. Again, I don't know when the next one will be. Actually, I do know. The next one that I'm planning on doing, I know that we're going to be streaming Animal Crossing New Horizons during the 12 Days of Gaming. We'll be doing the same thing we did last year, where that episode was live streamed. So that's something that's pretty fun as well. But yeah, it doesn't look like anybody I know is streaming right now, so unfortunately I can't send you off to anybody else to go watch them. But that's going to be it for today's video, so thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, leave the gear to you. There's Blexen says, no problem, bro, I had a fun time, and I hope you have a good night. I hope you all have a good night, too. This was a lot of fun. Bye, everybody. Thank you for coming.